This is the M Zone.
And welcome to the M Zone. Jamie Morris. Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the business, is on the other side of the glass.
Sure am.
Miz, I'm going to tell you what.
Tell me, bro.
It is that season, and they call it combine season, and the NFL is up and running now.
I thought you were going to go with that. It is the third month, and there's madness all around.
Oh, there's no madness yet. There's no madness.
Oh, really? You want to try that one again? Allow me to give you some replay clips from an amazing comeback game from Columbus last night as Michigan did the unthinkable.
I wasn't allowed to watch the game.
Well, guess what? How about I play you some highlights from the game last night?
That's fine.
Especially the overtime highlights. Starting off with that girl, live and let die, Olivia Olson.
2-possession game, 81-75. 2:35 left in OT. Here's Olson. Rocket comes to the screen. She's in the game now. Live for three. Bank in. Big shot there. 81-78, 2:20 left.
Oh, I'm not done, Jamie, in case you're wondering if I was done.
No, I'm expecting to hear a whole lot.
Allow me to introduce you to 8 of the final 10 points scored by the Wolverines in overtime. One Ms. Downtown.
Who didn't play all night and then in the overtime.
She's clutch. We're talking downtown Macy Brown.
Brown to inbound. Swords in the corner. Wing for Crockett. Back to Macy. She'll fire for three. Yes! Wow! Huge three for Macy Brown. 1-possession game with 1:07 left.
Oh, how about defensive stop? And then, have I mentioned that chick known as Downtown Macy Brown?
Wolverines have a timeout. They won't use it here. Or will they? No, they won't. Inbounds to Sila. Michigan can't afford to take all this time off. They're down 3. They got to give themselves a chance if they miss. Swords, left wing for Crockett. Corner for Delphos. Back to Crockett. Alyssa Crockett over to Macy Brown. She'll take another 3. In and out and in. Off the top of the backboard and back in.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, did we deserve that? Macy Brown with 8 straight points to get Michigan tied.
How about a little bookend to close things out, Jamie? I gave you Liv Olson for 3. How about the game-winning bucket and the final call of the game?
Macy Brown will inbound far sideline. Olson comes to get it. 6 seconds. Olson going right. She's got a lane. Olson runner off glass is good. 3.2 seconds into Cambridge. Cambridge to the right. Lob ahead. Gray. No shot. The shot was late. It went in, but it was late. There is no way that shot got off. That shot was late. Here's the announcement.
Upon review, although the game clock did not start on time, the shot did not get off in the allowed time.
It's over. Michigan with a most stunning reversal.
Down by as much as 8 in the overtime session, Jamie Morris, and the Michigan women's basketball team scores 10 unanswered to close out the game in dramatic fashion. Michigan, just like the men, vanquish Ohio State down in the belly of the beast.
Wow.
88-86. By the way, shout out to my guy Matt Park. That was courtesy of Learfield and an amazing call that he had. We thought, and I'll be honest, we kind of thought that a clutch 3 in regulation with 10 seconds to play was going to be enough. But Ohio State found a way to tie the game up to send to overtime. And it did not look like Michigan was going to have a chance to try to get some redemption in overtime. But lo and behold, you're patient, you play gritty, grind out basketball, you get repaid.
I told you I didn't watch the game. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I was told not to watch the game, and it's a good thing I didn't.
You're damn right.
I did see that they won, but I didn't know how all of that. Thank you for giving me that feedback and all of that, everything.
Someone's got to make sure that people know like what's going on, because listen, we got a great basketball squad coached by Dustin May, but don't you dare forget about the Queens of Chrysler.
No.
Don't you dare forget about them Queens of Chrysler.
Wait, you know what? The way I figured it, we beat them. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was in overtime and everything like that, but did not turn the TV on, did not watch it, play with CJ instead.
Hey, that's fine. I didn't get out of here until almost 11 o'clock last night, so it was a late night for your boys. But you know what? When you get that big dubski, man, it was all worth it. That was awesome. Ass game last night.
Did we get the triple bye?
We are officially locked into the double bye.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So we have an official punch into the quarterfinals. It's now a matter of, will Michigan be the 2 seed or the 3 seed? And a lot of it is going to be dictated by Iowa, who have, I believe they've got an easier route to get the number 2 seed over compared to Michigan. They've got a couple of easier games to play. They play Illinois, I believe, tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And Illinois not that good this year. I mean, they're going to be in the Big Ten tournament, but they're just not, they're not going to be an NCAA tournament team. Maybe they may be a lower seed one, but maybe not. It all depends on how the committee looks at things. And then Iowa closes out on the road against Wisconsin. Meanwhile, Michigan, they play number 14 Maryland on Saturday for Senior Day, and the rescheduled number retirement of number 3 Caitlin Flaherty coming up on Saturday. And there are still tickets available to see the Queens of Chrysler one last time for the regular season, because if the net rankings still hold the way they are, Michigan's going to be hosting the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament.
Nice. There you go. That's awesome.
Exactly. It's going to be a good time.
Great time.
Outstanding time.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. By the way, this is also a note probably for you as well, but also for the listener, that coming up tomorrow, we are butting out early because at 5:30 we have to get the pregame coverage of Michigan hockey as they play Minnesota 6 o'clock tomorrow night over at Yost. They play tonight 6:30. Well,
I was going to ask you that at the break. I mean, I was able to get 2 tickets for the game.
Oh, do you want it? Is that what you want me to do?
No, now that I got 2 tickets.
Okay.
I got 2 tickets, and that's great. I was going to ask you to say, hey, is the game going to be early for us? Because I figured because of the start time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, tonight's game is, like I said, a 6:30 puck drop. So once we're off the air today, we go right into pregame coverage with Al Randall over at Yost.
Right.
Then tomorrow is an earlier game. It's at 6 o'clock. So so you'll be dipping out tomorrow early at 5:30. I won't be on with you tomorrow. You get the luxury of having one Mr. Big Papa Diesel, Derek Laughlin, rocking the ones and twos.
I love Derek. Derek's a good man.
So you got him. Yeah, so you got him tomorrow as I'm covering for one Mr. Ivor Weintraub tomorrow. So me and Sam get to have a bunch of fun and debauchery in the morning.
Debauchery.
Oh, yeah.
Debauchery.
Bunch of fun and shenanigans. Hootenannies and whatnot to go into a Friday. The only thing that would have been better is if we had a certain, pork product to be on the morning show with us. But no, someone's got to be up at Michigan Tech. Yeah, I'm calling you out, John.
That's crazy.
Teddy's dad.
There you go.
Calling you out. Do I have the drop available? Apparently, I don't have it ready or available for, Mr. John U. Bacon. I used to have the bacon drop. I don't know where.
Yeah, we used to. What happened, man?
I don't know what happened, man. People keep putting different audio bits in everywhere.
Everybody's whatchamacallit.
Everyone's putting stuff in the drop pages, and I'm like, dude, what happened to my bow wow wow yippee yippee bow wow yippee yippee?
Exactly.
That's what I want. I just want my bow wow wow yippee. I just want people to know that John U. Bacon, he got that. He's all right at the hood. He knows what's up. He knows how the culture is.
Yeah, I'm just yeah.
Disappointment,
Crazy.
heartbreak.
I
Now
hear
with
you.
that, but it's okay because Michigan won again last night.
That was awesome that they won.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. That was great.
Should be a good time nonetheless. Down at Chrysler again Saturday for Senior Day, 2:30 tip off of that one, 2:15 pregame. I would recommend you getting to the to Chrysler Center like an hour early, so that you can get yourself settled in. You get one of those sweet new banners that they're going to have for Caitlin Flaherty, and get to see the nice little ceremony for the seniors. I think there's only a couple of them this year, but still, you want to go there early and you want to honor the seniors and of course honor the great Caitlin Flaherty.
Yeah, you need to.
Speaking of things Michigan wise, because E Boogie was in here a little bit ago, he's probably listening right now. A friendly reminder that did you know that the Pistons won again?
They won again.
Uh-huh.
They beat the number one team in the West.
They beat the Thunder.
Yeah, they beat the number one team. Couldn't beat the number 3 team in the West. I mean, in the West, but
No.
did beat the number 1 team.
Let's just be real here. They beat a SGA and Caruso list and a whole bunch of other guys that are studs on the squad. Oklahoma City Thunder by single digits yesterday. So I mean, a win is a win, but
a win's a win. I mean, you gotta take what you can get.
You didn't have the potential MVP playing out
Yeah, they did. Yeah, he did. Cade played the potential MVP. I'm just saying. If you look at the numbers, Cade should be the MVP. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not rocking the boat. I barely watched the Pistons, but I know one thing.
What you know?
Cade is the motorcade is coming. It's coming down your way.
Apparently, you've been sipping on that same stuff that E Boogie been sipping on.
I ain't sipping it. I'm drinking it.
Oh my god!
The motorcade. Hey, did you see what he did to Wemby? Did you see what he did to Wemby?
No, I actually did not.
Dude, he gave Wemby the bow. He gave Wemby the bow. Wemby went down. I said, "Get up, you baby."
Okay.
Just saying, dude. I'm starting to like this. I don't like what their nickname is, though.
Oh,
they call them the Dog Pound or something like that. I mean,
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I mean, the only thing, again, I think the only reason why is whatever Dennis Jenkins said during an interview.
Oh, did he?
Nasty dogs, nasty boys, whatever you want to call it. That's us.
Nasty boys, nasty dogs.
We all nasty dogs, nasty boys, whatever you want to call it.
No. Lose that nasty dog.
Yeah,
Lose that.
Don't touch me. I'm sizzling.
We got it, Kate.
We got the, wait a minute. We got the bad boys.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting back to work, guys, right?
Uh-huh.
And now I don't know what the credo is, but we need to find one.
I don't know either. I don't know what you go with it. You know what? I always seem to find a way to find a new nickname for different things, or like cutesy, you know what
names
I'm trying
for stuff. You know what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have something. I'm gonna whip something. I'm gonna whip something up at some point. I'm gonna whip something up at some point.
I mean, we got to get something for him. I mean, see
if the people will let it stick. You know,
it's got to resonate.
It really does.
Part of the,
you gotta feel it.
City.
You gotta feel it.
City.
Yeah, you gotta feel that stuff.
Right.
But dog pound.
Done. It's done, and they did it, and it's
Cleveland
Cleveland.
Brown.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Brown thing, man. I don't know about that one.
Nah, I don't like that one. I don't like that one, man.
Yeah, I'm not keen on that one.
Not really feeling that one. I mean,
dirty boys, no.
Dirty boys, nope.
You should be clean the glass. You clean the glass through the rebounds. I don't know about that one either. Man, I'll think. You know what? I'll think of something during the break or when we're talking with a couple of our guests. We got a jam-packed show today.
We do have a jam-packed show.
With some basketball insight from a former Wolverine. Some maybe some recruiting or some other basketball stuff from another media writer. But
right, yep.
As you mentioned at the top of the show, Jamie, it's combine time.
It is combine time. They finally pressing weights, running 40s. They do it, and I don't mean Yeah, you running 40s. You're doing everything.
You ain't gonna see me run a 40. I'll tell you that. You'll never see me run a 40. No, you won't. I'll just say that right now. You can let Rich Eisen have Rich Eisen be your joke show. You ain't going to get this 300+ pounder to try to run a 40. Sorry.
Rich is he 58 now?
I don't know.
I think he's either 58, 57, one or the other.
Rich Eisen is not even that. He's 56.
56?
He's 56.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Still trying to run a 40.
Uh-huh. He seems to be getting better and better.
Yeah, he does. He's in shape. I mean, I get it.
I'm not, so that's why I'm not going to do it. Nope. No, sir. Couldn't be me.
I'm just saying, man.
Guy Brett on YouTube say he got tickets for the game on Saturday. I see you, Brett. You go. Make sure you get there early, big dog. You get there early.
He got tickets for what?
For Saturday's game. Yeah.
Which what?
The women's team, the seniors get send off.
Okay, I thought he could have been thinking that he's talking hockey too.
Oh,
so look at the time that we were talking hockey. I got my tickets. Remember, I said I got my hockey tickets.
Oh yeah, it does have a timestamp for us. It was at 3:16,
right?
Which I instinctively have to play this.
What?
What?
I'm just saying. And then he wants Michigan. He was thinking we were talking about Michigan, a name for Michigan, May Crew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, if you want to name the Michigan team, what would you name? Big and tall? I'm just saying.
The Maize and Blue Bruisers.
Okay. Okay.
They play some gritty ball, you know.
We do. No, that's great. There's great brew. Great. I mean, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Hello.
I don't know. We'll figure something out. Like I said, I mean, because you can't go like, the Mayday crew. Because
Mayday crew. Not bad. Not bad. I like it.
It doesn't stick all that well, but it kind of like there is a little stickage on the wall, but it just fell right off. Didn't stick all the way in.
Right. Hey, I didn't talk to you about this, and I'm sorry. The Lions are playing in Munich this year.
They are.
And I wait a minute. We were talking about now. Here's the synergy of this.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm talking about this, remember Michigan announced we were going to play in Germany.
I remember that. Yeah.
Well, damn it. There is a Michigan team that is playing in Germany, and they ain't canceling.
Just this time, it's not a completely pointless, completely pointless non-conference game. It might be a non-conference game just against the team, but it actually means something.
Right. Exactly.
It's a worthwhile opponent.
But I read up on this Germany thing. They've been really it been working in. They had Amon-Ra St. Brown had camps over the years, a couple years for this, and they adopted the city in the city and everything like that. So they've been working towards the Lions getting getting fandom up and running and everything like that. So it's going to be they'll have a great fan base when they get there.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. I mean, they've already. I don't know how much of a validation there is to it, but I think Amon-Ra's mom, who is German born,
she's German born. You're right.
That she had already.
And he speaks German. It's great.
No, you're right. But the joke that I'm not sure how true it is the sounds like Mama St. Brown is looking to acquire 40 to 60 tickets for this game alone because there's that much family and friends.
Is there too many family?
It could be. I don't know.
Good God, 40
family and friends. I have no idea. We don't even know who the Lions are playing in Munich at this point.
Who cares? He's going home, kind of.
Yeah.
He's going back to the motherland or the fatherland or whatever they call it. I don't know.
I mean, technically, I think he was born here in America, but
I know. But that's where'd mom get born?
True. Good point.
Okay, I'm just saying, mom. Wait a minute.
Good point.
Well, let me say this: where your mama's born, that's where you born.
That's true.
That's pretty much the same. That's the same.
True that. Ain't wrong there.
I mean, my mom was born in Southern Pine. I'm a Southern Pine boy.
But yeah, when you take a look at your background, it says you're from Asmass.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, being a and let me tell you something. Being a military kid, they could have put 6 places, but where were you last, and where did you go when you left to go to college? That's why you are Air Mass.
I got you.
You get it?
I got you.
I mean, it is. They need to have a place, so they chose the hometown that you were in when you got recruited.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was always wondered that,
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I remember Bob Perryman. He's from Boyne, Michigan. I mean, Boyne, Massachusetts. I'm like, Boyne? I don't even know what that is. It's over by the Cape.
Oh, okay.
I laughed my butt off.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, I mean, I kind of know where Boyne Mountain is here in the Michigan.
No, not Boyne Mountain. I know where Boyne Mountain is.
Yeah.
I'll never do that again. Like ski. Oh yeah, you put two sticks on my legs. Oh my God. Do you know how sore you become if you've never skied before?
Oh yes,
I've
done it with snowboarding.
Somebody forgot to tell me we're sore, Miz. 2 weeks to get that soreness out. You're using muscles you never used before.
Trust me, I know. I know. I did it with snowboarding, and I know snowboarding is nowhere close to skiing in any way, shape, or form. But when you're leaning different ways to try to get the right, turns and stuff, man, and you're using muscles you haven't used in decades, yeah, you feel it for multiple days, or in multiple cases, sometimes for a week or two. Like it just wears you down. But that's why I'm smart enough and say, you know what? I'll meet you guys at the bottom of the mountain. Okay. I'm going to take a look to make sure, see the hot cocoa, check the quality of hot cocoa down here. See if they can put some good stuff in it too. Make sure that this coffee, this cocoa is good.
Only you.
Just want to make sure. Quality control. Okay. I want to make sure that when you all need to get warmed up, I want to make sure that y'all are good. Not just warm the body, but warm the soul.
I get it.
And then make you feel loosey-goosey, depending on how much you drink. That's all.
You're right. Hey, you just need liquid courage, something like that.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
you can go down the hill again.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying,
Hit a tree.
Hopefully you don't hit the tree.
Watch
out,
there's
George.
enough room as long as you stay within the ski.
Watch out, George of the jungle. Watch out, George in the mountains.
Just saying.
I'm just saying too. Watch out, George of the jungle.
Oh my God.
On the slopes. Watch yourself.
Exactly.
Just because you watched a little too much of the Winter Olympics don't mean that what's going on.
Everybody thinks they can ski right now.
That's exactly
Everybody thinks they could snowboard. I can do that. And everybody's getting hurt because they think they can do that.
I like Brett's thought here. You should be able to bring snow sleds to those places. That would be more fun seeing people just do that.
Yes, agreed.
I want sleds. I want inner tubes. I want it all. I want all the fun stuff that you can have on the slopes. That's what I want. It's not tough. I'm not asking for much.
No, it's not tough. I mean, you go out there and have fun.
I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking for just a little taste of fun. That's all.
Yeah, fun. I mean, it's just crazy.
It's fun.
All I'm saying to you is it is weird how Michigan announced that they were going.
And then they said, oh, not so fast, my friend.
Exactly. And we didn't know. I didn't know the Lions until they announced it a couple days ago. They're going to Germany. I'm like, what the hell? When did this happen?
Like when they found out, oh wait, Michigan's not going. I guess we gotta go. Ourselves.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, it'd be crazy if they make the Lions the road team.
No, they're going to be the home team. No, they're going to be the home team. I mean, it's all built in. I guess it's all built in.
Oh, okay.
They gave away a home game. On this one.
They're already to have 8 home games at that point. So you just got 7 home games.
Yeah, you got 7 now. Or if you want to go to Germany, I mean, if you got that kind of cashola, I mean, get in there. I mean, go to the game.
That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna see how you say. I'm gonna try to teach the people how to get their Deutschland on here. When we come back from break, and maybe Nick can learn some things as well too, because we got Nick Baumgartner coming on.
Exactly.
Maybe get him on the up and up on how to say the proper things while over across the pond, across the ocean, over in Munich, Germany.
You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler, and joining us like he does on every Thursday at 3:30, Nick Baumgartner from The Athletic over in Indianapolis. Hey, Nick, how you doing? What you looking at? Who you talking about today?
Good, Jamie. We got safeties and tight ends today. They're out there running, and quarterbacks will talk tomorrow, and you'll see defensive linemen, I'm sorry. And defensive linemen are running today, safeties, tight ends run tomorrow, and then you'll see the quarterbacks on Saturday. So about to pick up here, actually, after a couple slow days there. Yeah,
I mean, Nick, it starts out really slow, but they get a lot of players, and they get, they know who they get. Who are to me, who are the ones they left out, Nick, that they really should be there, but they just couldn't fit them under the umbrella?
This was an interesting year in that, I don't know if there's a lot of answers to that one, quite honestly. There's a couple guys, there was a kid from Noah Thomas, a kid from Georgia, who's one of these really good athletes that just didn't really get on the field much. But really what's happened, I think, all these guys who normally you'd see the guys get snubbed from a smaller school.
Right.
Or whatever, but a lot of those guys have transferred to bigger schools.
Oh, that's right. You know what?
And there's just not if you look at the list this year, normally, we'll see on the combine list, and normally we'll see a good 10 to 15 that are 1AA or FCS.
Right.
North Dakota State, the Northern Iowa, these guys. There's 5 there this year. So it's it's a totally different world. It's way more predictable in terms of big schools. So I think it's gotten a little easier for them to narrow some of that down because the talent just kind of moves up now. They don't stay put anymore as much as they were.
No, that's a true statement. I mean, yeah. So in that group, I guess when you look at some of these players, what are the Lions looking at? What is Brad Holmes? What does he need to be excited about looking in going to the combine?
So this was actually a really interesting week for Holmes and Campbell here. They talked earlier in the week. Brad looked like he hadn't slept in a couple of weeks. He looked very tired. Things are about to pick up, which is not a necessarily bad thing. But I think that having listened to Campbell as well, Brad kind of played it close to the vest as he always does. But Campbell's kind of message was less about which position and more about whatever you take, whatever you're bringing in here, that guy has to be able to start right now. And I don't care what, and he was almost I don't care if it's a tackle, if it is a corner, if it's something, an edge, he needs to be able to start. He was very vocal about that to a point, Jamie, where I've actually wondered if there wasn't a little conversation maybe between Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes after the year ended,
right? Where
the head coach expressed to the general manager very clearly, we can't be having projects on this roster anymore. We are too thin. We have to get more speed and more talent in here, right now. And I think that, I think we're going to see an aggressive offseason here, if nothing else, in the draft, because Dan was very adamant about that. We need more talent in here that can start tomorrow, and I think that that's the focus right now.
Okay. All right. So you need guys that are going to start right away.
Ready to roll.
Plug and play guys.
Yes. And it makes sense, right? Because it's they do have needs. They do have things. And, we follow the team pretty close. So you look at it and you say there's a ton of little gaps here and things like that. But if you really look at it if you step back and 30,000-foot view it, they don't have that many holes. It's not like other teams. They still have a ton of talent. The threshold is really high here. The standard is going to be really high. So I think that they would, in some ways, where in the old days of 2 years ago, Brad Holmes' philosophy has always been, I'm going to get the best football player for the organization today and long term. I think that the answer might need to be more about, I'm going to get the best football player for the organization today. And if he ends up being good long term, cool. But if he doesn't, I don't care, because we need help today. And I think that that's more of the, they were not happy about last year. That was my biggest takeaway from talking to Dan Campbell. I think he might have peeled some paint in the facility a few times after the season ended. Just a guess.
Yeah, I mean, look, they were having,
which is good.
Yeah,
right? You like to hear that.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I love to hear that. And okay. Lions starting tackle has decided to announce that he's returning for his 11th season. What does that do? And when you look at this, what does that do for the Lions now? I mean,
yeah.
Taylor
I think
Decker is coming back again.
Right. And I still think, though, Campbell kind of said this too, because he talked before Taylor had made his announcement. And he said flat out, he's like, even if Taylor does come back, I still want us to draft. We need to either draft a guy or sign a tackle that can start. Because Dan even said it. He's like, if Taylor comes back, it's going to be a delicate situation with medically. You know, he's not the same Taylor of 10 years ago. Like last year, there was a lot of stuff, treatment and everything that he had to go through way more than people realized. And so if he's going to do it again, like it's not a guarantee that he's going to be able to start for you all 17 games. So I think that Campbell's thing was like, we need to get a guy anyway, no matter what, like that needs to be capable of starting. I almost wonder now, though, if Taylor's going to come back, that maybe it would make them more interested in drafting that tackle early, giving him a chance to, work with Taylor for a year and learn on the fly. And then next year he could be ready to go. Maybe that's more of an enticing thing. I don't know, but either way, they're going to get a tackle, I think, either in free agency or in the draft. I would almost bet the draft. But, they were pretty clear about that. I would expect some movement here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try some things in free agency, even though it doesn't look like they've got a ton of money. I think they might be able to find some here.
I mean, do you see them moving up, going to get a guy?
No, I actually would think they might move down because the other problem that they have is they don't have enough picks, right? They traded all those thirds and everything for Tesla last year, and now they don't have any third-round draft picks. So they have the first and the second, and I believe they might have maybe 2 fourths, and then it's just like standard from there on out. But you don't have that extra pick in the top 100. And if it's me and I'm the Lions and I get to 17, like we've talked about this, Jamie, there's a lot of ways they could go. It doesn't have to be one way or another. If the guy that you think you can take is going to be there in the 20s, then get out of there and get some more picks. I think those are the things I think that Campbell would like to see more of. Because I think what we've seen from Brad, and a lot of it has been really good, and some of it I think has really cost them. It's the heat check picks that he'll make, where it's like, trust me on this guy. He's going to be good. Sometimes it works. A couple times it hasn't. And it's like, I think Dan's message is that we can't do that anymore. Like, we're too good everywhere else. You've got to bring in guys that can go. And, I think that's been, and so I'm not sure if it's been awkward, but I think it's definitely been kind of a new day in there where the head coach is not biting his tongue. You know what I mean? So
when I hear you say that, I picture Brad Holmes at a game, and Dan decides to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah,
Brad's making that face. We can't do that again.
I know. So I don't know where all this heads when but Brad Holmes, to his eternal credit here, is a very flexible guy. He will change it. He'll go with the flow.
Right.
It's just a matter of you're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to go to him and present your case, I feel like, in some way. And I think Dan probably did. Because I think for the first several years, Campbell's whole thing was always like, he knows these players better than I do, the draft guys. I'll trust him. If he says he wants to take a linebacker here, we're taking a linebacker. If he says he wants to take a chance on a tackle, that's what we're going to do. Or a projects guy, whatever. I trust him. But like the team got better faster, I feel like, right, than they expected. And I think Dan's point to Brad was like, hey, man, we need to expedite some of this now. We can't keep doing it the way that we have been doing it. It's got to change a little bit.
Well, for the first time, I mean, I remember the old Lions when this is our year because we only need one guy, or this is our year because we need maybe 2 guys. And it was the same old thing. But this is the year that you could probably win now. Because look, I hate to bring up the Super Bowl, but that's the year you're in. Those were some weak teams in that Super Bowl.
I know.
I mean,
whole playoffs.
Yes. Yes. The whole thing. So, and that was the time that the Lions, that we still are in that era that you can still win. I mean, the window has not closed for the Lions. Everybody who says that look at what the Lions have. If they stay healthy in some of the areas, defensive areas, they can be in the playoffs and they can be in the championship, NFC championship game playing for the Super Bowl.
Right. And not to say that they haven't always worked hard in those months after the season ends, that lead up to the combine in between January to right now. But Brad and Dan look like different people to me than they normally do here. And not in a like crazy way or anything else, but just like in a way where they were like last year was not acceptable. Because I feel like every round that passed the playoffs, they both sat at home and just said exactly what you just said, Jamie. Like, we could have taken all these teams.
Right.
We just got in. We just done our job a little bit better. And, enough of the, and I think that both of them were extremely frustrated. And I think that you have seen, or at least right now, it looks like anyway, like a different focus. I don't know. They've always been focused, but it just seems like a more, they've cranked up the urgency is what it feels like. Like Dan talked more about roster competition. He sounded like a college coach, like we need to get more guys in here that can mix it up. And, if we got guys that think they're going to get a job and it's just due to them, and that's not good. We need to change that up. So they're being assertive is what I would say probably right now.
Well, it is Brad Holmes' Super Bowl right here. This is his Super Bowl. This is where he earns his money, as they say. I mean, look, I know that, and he listens to Dan, and Dan tells him, I'm looking for this and I'm looking for that, and I get that, Nick. But this is where Brad Holmes is at his best. This is where he is,
right?
And like you said, things have got to change. You're not the pursuer anymore. You're that guy that's trying to stay on top. You're that guy. Everybody's reaching for you. We got to beat the Lions. We got to be like the Lions. Now, it's the guys that want to be like you that are going after.
I think, and I think this is the difference between a guy who has been there as a player in moments like this and a guy who has really mostly always seen this from the angle of the GM or, the front office, which is Brad.
Yeah.
And Dan, I think, has sensed correctly that, the first couple of years, look, there's always urgency in the NFL. Nobody has time to rest on their laurels and wait and see what happens. It's always urgent. But in those first couple of years when you're building, that's a different sort of vibe than when you're there now. And it's like Brad, I feel like the last couple of years hasn't been willing to, change business because they're there now from a talent standpoint. He still wants to do things the way that he's done that got them there. But I think Dan's point now is maybe some more of like, everything you did to get us here was amazing. You've drafted, arguably the best roster in the NFC. Okay. But we do need a handful of other things. And if it ends up messing the math up for 3 years from now, I don't care. Like, we'll deal with that 3 years from now because these guys right now today are too good. And I think that's kind of the thing that they've landed on here is like taking advantage of the situation more in the present moment than you have because we don't know. How longer is Jared Goff going to be like Stafford and be like a dude until he's 40, or is he going to be a guy until he's like 33 and maybe he fades away? I don't know. So you just don't know with these things. And I think the urgency is cranking up now, which it should. Last year was not good enough, and that's a fair point.
Well, I mean, look, we knew that there would be some offensive line problems and different things like that. Now you just got to fix them, and you got to move forward, and you got to go with what you got. And this is why, like I said, this was a weak Super Bowl. Probably not one. It's not one of the best Super Bowls ever playing. It's probably one of the least favorite Super Bowl, right? So I mean, you're you have players that can play better than those two teams. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be. I don't mean to be that way, but you have players that can play better in that game given the opportunity. They just don't have the teammates, or we got injured players that that are not there to help us out. So we need to rectify that. And speaking of that, did I see that they got rid of their trainer? Their
retiring.
I'm just saying. I don't mean to call it out, but it is it's wide open, isn't it?
I know, because I was like when he Campbell slipped that one in there too, and I was like, oh man, they're changing everything. He was like, by the way, he said at the end, he's like, by the way, I love our guy. He's retiring after all the views, so we're wishing him good luck. And I'm like, oh my god, they're cleaned it all out.
Exactly.
So he was talking to guys in December before the season ended about like changing training camp next year, because like that's all he's been so wired up about this that I think he went in there and was like, we have to change things. And he said that the other day, that his first order of business when the season ended was looking at himself and the staff. What do we need to change? He made those changes. And then I think part of that was me as a head coach. I need to be more vocal if I see something I don't agree with, and trust that Brad and I have the relationship where it's not going to be like a fight. We can argue and it'll be okay. I think that Dan is one of those guys that you can do that with. I don't know if Brad is the same, but I think we'll find out. But I think that it still should be a productive thing, a partnership, everything else. But I do think both guys, I think Dan wanted the urgency to go up. And I think that Brad, that's been the one area where I'd say I don't know if I'd even call it struggling. He just hasn't done it yet, right? So maybe he needs to be pushed over the edge a little bit to take a chance a little bit.
Well, I mean, Brad's probably waiting for Dan to, hey,
he might have been.
I think we need another guy, we need another guy, strength and conditioning guy. Because I mean, we've gone as far as we can with this individual, or maybe we need to change things up a little bit, right? Maybe we need to work on some things. And I just caught a whiff that this guy's leaving his team, and maybe we can grab him quick, something like that.
And I think, and I think that the message from Dan to Brad in that sense was like, Brad, I just changed everything. Okay, I changed everything. I changed the staff. Our strength coach is gone. Right, we're changing just about everything. So I'm going to the mattresses here. We're doing it all. We're throwing all the shots we got. Like, I'd like you to do the same if you can.
Right,
and
I'm all in.
That might be, and I think Brad probably was like, okay, about time. Like, let's do it. Maybe that's what his answer was. I don't know, but like, it's always a little delicate, right? When you have the head coach, GM, especially these two guys who've always done such a good job of working together and being on the same page. But there does come a point in every relationship where being on the same page just becomes detrimental. It's like, that's not healthy.
Right.
Like, there are things that need to be pointed out, that both sides need to be confident enough in their relationship to point it out. And I do think that that's happened in a good way. And I think that you've seen both guys come out sounding different. And it makes me curious to see what we'll see here in the next couple of months. I say that, but like the off seasons in the past they haven't been bad. I just think that, they can be better, and I think these guys could make a better one. So we'll see what happens.
Well, they've been so repetitive because when they got there,
they've been the same.
They've been so repetitive because when they got there, this is working. This is what we're doing. And they gave it 3 good years, and now it's time to, make some options, do some different things, right?
Yeah, I really do think that some of the hangover here, and I think it was a hangover, losing that game to the 49ers was really tough on all of them. I think it shook them a little bit. And then 2024, winning 15 games, and then the whole team gets hurt, and that really, really rattled them. And I think that this offseason has been about, we need to get back on course where we were headed. We need to stop overcorrecting, stop freaking out about stuff that happened in the past, let it go, move on, and just go fix it now. And I think it sounds like a recentered focus to me, as opposed to the last couple of years where it's like, we just got to run it back and do it again, tighten it up, do it again. Now it has to be different. And I do think that's healthy. I think that everything I've heard from Brad and Dan over the last 2 months makes me believe that they will do, or they're going to try, right? Like Jim used to say here, right? We're going to do it, or I'm going to die trying.
Right.
I do feel like both those guys are in that headspace right now.
Well, they got to be embarrassed. They didn't even make it back to the playoffs.
I think
they got to be embarrassed. Right. I mean, your offensive coordinator went somewhere else, and he
looked really good.
Exactly. And you got to feel a little embarrassed because your guy went up there to Chicago. You want him to have the best of luck, and you did win it. You did beat him twice, but other than that, they made the playoffs, and they pretty much went further than the Lions did, right?
And you had to fire your OC in week 4. whatever it was.
Right.
So I definitely think that, especially Dan. Yeah, I think Dan was, embarrassed is probably the absolute right word, which is that's the intensity that you feel coming out of him. Now, it reminds me a lot more of the early Dan Campbell where he was like squirrely, he had all that like nervous energy or what, where he's like calmed down a little bit last few years, but he feels a little more cranked up now. And I do think some of that is like, I think he takes it personally. Like last year, the offense is Dan's, and when it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, like that's his fault, or he's going to take it whether it's not his fault. So I definitely think he definitely thought, that did not go the way they wanted to go. And you saw how aggressive they were this offseason, even with those coaching moves, that he certainly has a new plan, and they're excited to get back out there and get a shot.
No, and you'll see a different Dan Campbell. I think you are going to see a more aggressive, not aggressive. When I say aggressive, I'm saying he's going to. The old Dan's going to be back. He's trying to bring back the old Dan, being pressure-wise, feeling the pressure. Because look, when they got through that next year and they made the playoffs and went to the out to San Francisco, they came back the next year, like you said, won 15 games. I mean, they didn't change a thing. Why change anything? These guys know how to win. So, but now you didn't make the playoffs. You get an embarrassment. Things are not going the way you want them. You got to change things up. And now, hey, we're brand new. We still got the players we need, and they're got to step up. But we got young guys that we can plug and play.
Yeah, it almost feels like a new chapter in some ways with the same guys, if that makes any sense. Because Dan, I think, has even said, I want to put more on the shoulders of the players. I want them to own the team. I want our stars to take the reins. Like you was talking, he's working with the defense more than he ever has now, like forcing himself to be able to be on both sides and look at everything. I definitely think it was they've turned a page without player on the decks, because they do have so much to work with here.
Right.
But it definitely feels like they turned a page. And unlike the last couple of years where it did not feel like they turned a page, it just felt like they just kept reading off the same chapter, right?
Exactly.
And it's like, hey, let's move on, flush that, restart, move on, go for it. And I think that's the best way to do it. And I think that they're finally there.
No, look, the Lions they have talent. And they have talent on both sides of the ball. They just got to get
more
healthy.
Than about anybody.
Right. Yeah, they got to get healthy, and they got to get their game. I think, look, they believe in that. As Dan said, it took me 20 minutes when I sat down with the new OC, right? He felt good. Yeah. He felt good about
that's
him.
The thing right there, too.
Exactly.
Right. Get healthy and get your confidence back, and remember who you are. Like, I think that's the main message this offseason for those guys. Get your confidence back. Remember who we are, what we do, and everything will be fine. And I think that there's a lot of merit to that, because there is a lot of talent in that building, and it's hard to bet against that. I mean, my God. I mean, even with all the struggles, Jamie, that they had, they were still like 2 plays away from like 11 wins. So
exactly.
It's just one of those things.
Then Nick, you get in there with Brad Holmes and find some players so we can get back into playoffs. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you.
Let's get it done.
Appreciate you coming on. We'll talk to you.
Nick, I got a question to ask you, because usually I always ask the most important questions around.
Yeah.
We found out earlier this week the Lions are going to play in Germany.
That's right. The St. Brown Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep.
Here's my honest question to you, and I'm hoping that Google Translate did this properly. Can you decipher this phrase in German?
Is that like forward down the field for the Lions? What is that?
You're basically hit down the field to a Lions victory. Go Lions, one pride.
Oh my God!
Wonderful!
You actually got that right.
Wonderful!
I cannot wait to hear forward down the field in German.
My goodness! I'm going to see if I can get that set up, and we'll see if we can hand it off to the guy that does it live at Ford Field, so that he can record it at least for it.
So he can do it himself. Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. The big man. Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm just telling you, I come up with ideas. It may not be great ideas, but I come up with ideas.
It's an idea, though, Miss. I love it. An idea, man. Very good.
Thanks a lot, Nick. We appreciate it. Go back to work. Go back to work. Get back in there. We'll talk to you later.
See you, fellas.
That's Nick Baumgarten with The Athletic. Hey, We agreed on something.
Yeah, wunderbar.
Wonderful. I can't believe they're going to Germany. That's crazy.
It's going to be good. I think it's going to be a great time.
Like I said, somebody from Michigan was going to Germany with a team.
We just did not know it was going to be the pro team.
Exactly. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler. Joining us, Daniel Horton, former University of Michigan basketball player. Daniel Horton, he was did you know, Ms., he was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year in 2003.
I did not, but I did know that he's also the co-host of Steady Dropping Dimes, a show that you can watch exclusively on YouTube on the Michigan Insider YouTube channel, as well as Sam Webb's Twitter account.
That's true, too. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, man?
Doing good on this Thursday. Can't wait to get to tomorrow night so we can get to the business.
Well, I get in it. You know what? Let's go back. Let's go back to 2 games. Let's go back to Duke.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's always. I like what they did with Dusty and Coach Shire did. They came out of their respective conferences, and us leaving the Big Ten and them leaving the ACC, playing one another, being ranked 1 and 3, and they got after one another. And, you know, Daniel, you and I, we talked about this before, but you find out where you are in late February instead of going after it before a non-con game, before the season starts and everything. Now you find out where you are. Do you believe that this team now knows where they stand when they play right now?
And I think they know and believe, toe-to-toe with anybody. It gives them a chance to, win a national championship, which is who we thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not as disappointed with the loss as, some people were. I think some of our weakness, a couple of our weaknesses for, this year, rears, their heads again. But that's just something, like I said, you're going to have to be able to correct in the moment. It's not one of those things where, hey, we're going to get better at doing this. No, some of these things have shown to be kind of institutional, so you're gonna have to fight to overcome it.
Mm-hmm. But Dan, I gotta say, they went into Mackey Arena, one of the loudest and craziest places around. They went into Breslin and played Michigan State toe to toe. I mean, look, I'm not gonna say Michigan hadn't won in Breslin in a number of years, as you well know. But they went into those facilities and they played their butts off and they won those games. And now they have I'm going to say rather a little neutral site, supposed to be a neutral site, but Duke fans showed up and, it was a game. And they gave a valiant effort, as you said. There were some things that happened in that game, but there's things that happen in every game. You just got to overcome them, right?
Yep. We've benefited from some, and we've not benefited from others. And I can think of plenty of games where we've gotten, hook and hold calls out of nowhere. It's given us, 2 shots in the ball, and all those type of things. It happens. Things that referees miss calls, they make or miss calls, and I think there's a lot of things that happen throughout the course of the game that prevent you from winning outside of what the referees do. So, and I know that's what, how Dusty and his staff are approaching it. You can't really hang your hat on, the referees, this, we have to play better.
Right.
And then, in my opinion, that starts with the guards.
Right. And as it should, because you were a great guard here at the University of Michigan. So, I mean, and they didn't shoot well. But they returned that favor when we played Minnesota on a couple nights ago. They served. It was the guards that led this team in scoring.
Yeah, and that's one thing they've kind of set a baseline for their play. I think when they played the Minnesotas and when they played some of the other teams in this conference, they're going to play well, right? I think what this team is going to be judged on after what they've accomplished so far this season, and after they win the Big Ten regular season moving forward, they're going to be judged on how they play against elite competition.
Exactly.
And I think versus Duke and versus a lot of elite competition that they'll see, those teams are going to have more positional size than us at those spots. So our guys are really going to have to compete and use their advantage and play to their advantages as well. So I'm anxious to see how they bounce back. Like I said, it was a good bounce back against Minnesota. Well, like, as we know, you're going to have to play against much better teams to win the prizes we want to win this year.
And thinking about better teams, you got probably one of the best teams in the Big Ten tomorrow night. You're going up against them again on the road in hostile, an arena that a lot of people, especially in Illinois, think that's a rivalry game.
Yeah, no, it is a rivalry game. In basketball, it is. I think the rivalries in Michigan are a little different between football and basketball, right? Everybody understands Ohio State, that's the game in all sports and football, right? But then when you shift over to the basketball side, Michigan State becomes like the biggest rival in basketball. And to be honest, from my experience in my playing days, Illinois was ahead of Ohio State as well.
Really?
Yeah. So that's going all the way back to Kendall Gill and the Flying Illini, thinking that they were better than the Fab Five.
Right.
So Illinois has always kind of been a bit of a rivalry in basketball, and it's going to be a big time environment tomorrow night.
Well, Brad Underwood's had Michigan's number. I mean, they've come in. They've come in and they've done some things to us in throughout the years. These young years and now, but I mean, where do you see this game? I mean, it's like I said, it's going to be crazy inside that arena, and we know the team can take that. And you know what? It's Rez's kind of like homecoming, Yeah,
it is. So he's going to be he's going to be motivated. And, the way he plays, I think he's motivated every game. So it's all, but you always get a little extra juice going to play against your old team. So I'm excited to see how he performs. I think he's going to do well. But I think we're going to, Illinois presents some unique challenges with their size and their length. They're not as quick. So Duke, one of the challenges Duke presented was their positional size with Foster and Evans. Those guys were, quick and athletic as well as long, right? So with Illinois, they're long and they got some good athletes, but I think we should be able to attack closeouts and attack them off the dribble. I think that's probably one thing Dusty will emphasize. Hey, let's get in the paint and try to, either get to the rim or fire shooters on the perimeter. And so we're going to have to shoot the ball well as well, because with their size and their length, you're not going to get a lot of clean mid-range looks. But if you can kind of get paint touches and live in the paint and get to the free throw line and spray the ball out for opportunistic 3-point opportunities, I think we can have a good night tomorrow night. I think that's very possible with the ability we have on the perimeter.
Toughest thing is you got a freshman point guard that is up for, not only is he up for freshman of the year, he's up for MVP.
Yeah, for sure. He's probably going to be one of the top 5 picks, right? So he's a really good player. When you look at their team as a whole, they look like a European team. Some of the teams I played against during my pro career in Europe, right? They have guys that can shoot the ball at every. They don't shoot high percentages, but they shoot so many of them there, it's effective. So it's one of the things I think they might lead the country in 3-point percentage, but they shoot like 34%, 35% as a team. So, if they get it going, they can hurt you from the 3-point line as well. Just the sheer amount that they're taking. And he's kind of the guy that becomes the anchor, right? You have all those guys standing on the perimeter shooting threes. At 6'5", 6'6", he kind of becomes the anchor as far as getting to the free throw line, getting to the paint, getting to the rim for layups, getting those paint touches I just talked about that kind of collapses the defense. So he's done a great job of doing that, and he's kind of come out of nowhere as far as how he's played compared to his recruiting rankings. That doesn't happen very often in basketball, so you got to give Brad Underwood, his staff, some credit on. We have one in LJ Case, and I think he's going to eventually be a good player in this league. But you know, that's another gem that they found up there in Illinois that he's probably going to be a lottery pick this year.
No, I mean, I'm fascinated what Illinois has done. I mean, again, I don't know how you give up Morez Johnson and and move and let him get away, but he went out and recruited in Europe and found. And like I want to say, if you look at all the guys he's got, it's like a border. He went down the border and was taking players and bringing them to Champaign.
And it's worked out. It's worked out for all parties involved.
Right.
Morez found a system and a home that fits him and is more suitable to his game and what he brings to the table. And Illinois went out and found a couple guys that fit what they want to do as far as shooting the ball from outside and being able to play a little bit more on the perimeter. So, it's worked out for all parties involved. I think it's Morez's chance to go out there and remind them of why they recruited him and that he's going to be an NBA player one day himself as well. So I'm excited to see how he plays.
If my memory serves me correctly, recently, I think it was Sunday, didn't UCLA give a thrashing, and I'm using the word thrashing, yes, to this Illinois.
They were getting thrashed initially. I think Illinois might have been up 23 points at one point in that game. And UCLA walked them down and eventually won the game. And that's one thing just watching that game and how how UCLA attacked Illinois. They attacked them off the dribble and they attacked their closeout. So they got paint touches and sprayed the ball to the perimeter and made threes, but they also attacked that closeout and got a second penetration opportunity to kind of collapse Illinois' defense and make them move. Those guys they're big and tall, but they're not as fleet of foot.
Mm-hmm.
If you make them have to make multiple efforts on defense, it can kind of get tough on them. So I think that should be Michigan's goal, kind of play at a faster pace if possible. I know the way Illinois attacks the offensive glass, they strategically attack that way to kind of prevent you from getting out in transition and running.
Yep.
But if you can get some transition opportunities and kind of push the pace versus Illinois, you can have some success that way as well.
Yeah, that's Michigan's way. Michigan likes to run up and down the floor too. They like to get that ball out and get it down the floor, get that rebound and different things. Unlike the Minnesota game, you'll be being contended with trying to, out rebound one another and get the ball and move it down the floor, right?
Yes, Illinois is going to crash the glass. It's going to be more like playing, Duke or Michigan State. They're going to try to wedge you under and hopefully get all long rebounds or get the rebounds that bounce high because they're like I said, they're trying to wedge you under the rim. And what that also prevents you from, getting out and running in transition, even if you do get the defensive rebound.
Yeah.
Because everybody's below the half circle.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of prevents you from getting out and running. So it's strategic on that part. So you kind of have to really make it a point of emphasis that we have to get out and run and try to get some easy baskets against these guys.
Yeah. Again, weather problems and different things getting out to Washington, and then weather problems getting back to Ann Arbor on that Saturday night. I mean, we saw a team not as fleet-foot trying to get the ball up and down the court. Minnesota trying to slow Michigan down. Do you see Illinois trying to slow things down, or they want to do the high pace too?
That's a great question. The way Michigan plays defense in the half court, if I'm Illinois, maybe trying to get out and get some easy baskets before Michigan is able to get their defense set as well, especially with the length and the athletic ability Michigan has on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming we might end up seeing a fast-paced game tomorrow night. So, but that's what my basketball brain says, right? But
right.
with me being a former player in this conference and knowing what time of year it is, and what's at stake, it's probably going to be in the 60s and low 70s. So we'll see. But that's why I'm interested to see who's able to impose their will on the game tomorrow night.
So if it's low scoring, it's an Illinois game, advantage Illinois, and high scoring advantage Michigan.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, you play when the game is in the 50s and 60s and low 70s and you hit 12, 13 threes, that hurts a lot more than if the game is in the 90s and you've hit, 10, 11 threes. Okay, that's part of it for everybody scoring tonight.
Right.
But when you hit those timely threes or you hit 10+ threes in a low scoring game, those really hurt. So those are like daggers. So hopefully we can push the pace and get some easy baskets. I'm a big I'm hard on him as far as my assessment, but I'm a big fan of Elliot Cadeau's, man. I think he can really. This is a game. His speed and quickness and his ability to get paint touches can really, change some things and affect the game in a positive way. I think Yaxel's ability to attack from his matchup with his versatility and get in the paint and draw fouls and make these guys make multiple efforts on defense. I think we have the players. I think Roddy Gale, his ability to attack and put his shoulders on people can be effective in a game like this if he's under control and when he makes good decisions once he gets in the paint. So I think we have the recipe. We have the guys in the stable that can get out there and do some damage versus Illinois where they're weak. So I know Dusty and his staff, they're really sharp and astute as far as their basketball acumen and coming up with game plans to give them the best chance to win. So I'm anxious to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. And look, they don't put Big Ten basketball games on Friday night if it's not going to be a barn burner. So I'm expecting a barn burner.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a close game. I hope, like I said, hopefully it's in the 80s and 90s. That way we can watch some good high level basketball. But like I said, knowing this is at the end of the day, this is still a Big Ten. Expect the old fashioned physical rock fight, especially the first part of the game, until they kind of figure each other out. But it's definitely going to be a classic Big Ten dog fight. So,
yeah, it's incredible. We got one of our people that are listening online saying Illinois is still mad about 1989. What they beat us? Yeah. What they beat us twice, right? And then in the Big Ten, in the NCAA tournament, we beat them.
Yep.
Wow.
Championship.
We still talking about this? We still talking about this? Are we still talking about this?
I think that might have happened a number of times in the late 80s, early 90s. They might have won the regular season, but we won the one that sent them home, or they didn't go as far as we did in the tournament. So it's been a rivalry for a while now.
Daniel, you didn't play when they had the Big Ten tournament, did you?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to date you. I'm trying to date you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that.
No. I'm old, but I'm not that old. Yeah.
No, I remember those players. And wait a minute, the guy that calls who's on the Big Ten every now and then, he was on that team too. He talks about that. Man, we beat them guys two times, and we thought we had them, and all of a sudden they come in and they beat us, and we thought we had the best team in the country at the time. Yeah, you thought. Yeah. You did a wrong thing. You thought about it.
Yep.
Yeah,
my first game at Illinois, I was thinking like, wait a minute, they hate us as much as Michigan State does. I was not expecting this walking in here, so it was definitely an eye-opening experience to learn that that's a rivalry in this conference in basketball.
No, you see that all the time. We talk about that. I mean, Illinois is coming. That means they coming to play hard. For some reason, they come and play.
Yeah, there's a number of teams out there. I want to say, you know,
we got
there's
it.
a number of schools out there. When they play Michigan, it's a huge occasion. You know what I mean? It's almost like, I won't say it's their Super Bowl like Michigan State, but it's, you know, you're gonna get their A game when you play it.
I can name them. It's Indiana. It's Ohio State. Not as much though as you would say, but it's Wisconsin, Illinois, and it's Purdue. Purdue loves to. Purdue wants to. I mean, that place was crazy a week ago.
Yes, sir. And you hit them. You pretty much named them. When Michigan comes to town for those schools, it's like they're, you know, Purdue has the Indiana and the Notre Dame rivalry and all that type of stuff. But when they play Michigan, it feels like that's bigger than those games for them. So it's you got to be as a Wolverine, you have to be ready to play every night. That's one thing we used to always tell you.
Yeah,
you're gonna get the other teams. You'll get, no matter who we play, you're gonna get the other team's best.
I got to ask you: Is Iowa too?
No, not really. I mean, when they're good, it's a highly competitive game. But that game didn't feel as much like a rivalry. We played them. It's just, you know, two Big Ten teams going at it.
All right.
It didn't feel like, you know, you go to the Kohl Center in Madison, or you go to, you know, some of these other arenas, man. They're waiting for you.
Hey, wait.
I think for the Iowa situation, we played them the time of year. We played them both times. We played them when we played at Iowa, and I was at Michigan. It was a blizzard in that part of the country, so it was, you know, very late arriving crowds. It was, you know, one night not very many people showed up at all because of the winter storm. So we never got that atmosphere.
I got you. They always say it's cold. Every player I've talked to, damn, you go to Iowa, you know it's going to be cold there. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, and basketball, because of, you know, the time of year the season falls, everywhere you go in the Big Ten. I can't speak for now, because, you know, we have the West Coast teams.
Exactly. Don't forget, you got the West Coast teams now.
In the old Big Ten, there's nothing like leaving the game after getting your head beat in Madison, Wisconsin, and walking from the bus to the plane, and it's 8 degrees and 7 feet of snow outside, 7 inches of snow outside. Like, man, I can't get back to Texas quick enough.
That's crazy.
Hey, Danny, I wanted to ask you real quick before Jamie wants to, you know, get me off the show or
I'm
put
not
you
getting you
off
off the show. You can come in.
Big game tonight in Big Ten, and obviously the top 25 with Michigan State heading down to Mackey against Purdue. I had no idea that it's been over 4,000 days apparently since the last time MSU has won at Purdue. Do you see that trend continuing on tonight?
So for Purdue, I think Painter's a great coach. I think they have some good pieces. I just think their lack of positional size and athleticism on the perimeter against a team like Michigan State is probably going to make that game closer than it should be. And, you know, with Coach Izzo and those Michigan State teams, once they, you know, they feel like they have a chance to win, you know, once they smell blood in the water, they're going to be tough. They become an even tougher opposition than what they already are. So, to give you a definite answer, I think Michigan State ends up winning tonight. But like I said, Purdue has a really good team as well. But I think they finally in there. In their drought down there in Mackey Arena.
Okay. That's interesting.
Just watching Purdue again versus us and a couple other teams, they get a bit predictable offensively as well. So,
good point.
There's only 3 people that are going to shoot the ball. I know that.
Exactly.
All I'll say is Purdue, wear your cups tonight. That's all I'm saying. Wear your cups.
wear your cups, wear your chest plate.
Oh
your
my
elbow
God.
pad.
Just roll out,
Yeah, no,
just roll out a
definitely.
giant bubble suit. That's all
Yeah.
you got to do.
Oh yeah. Painter versus Izzo. That's gonna be old school Big Ten physical basketball. Right
Oh God, yeah. Yep. Daniel, really appreciate you coming on, being a part of the M Zone. Hey, we're gonna have you on again, so I'll be calling you. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. I look forward to it.
That's Daniel Horton, former point guard, University of Michigan. We're going to go to a break. We come back. We got Clayton Safey on the other side. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler, and Clayton Safey is in the house. What's up, Clayton? How are you doing? I hope you had a great time away for a while. And now you can get back to business. Get this team right.
Yeah, it's all on me. I think you and I may have collectively jinxed that Duke game in our text messages there last week because you were confident because I was going, and then I guess I screwed it up by going to that one. But no, it's I'm doing well. It's great to be here. I'm ready for this stretch run, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be a great run, and you know the first person up is the Illini, Fighting Illini in Champaign-Urbana in the tomorrow. Are you going to this one?
I am not. We will have Chris Ballas and Anthony Broom down there from the Wolverine because I jinxed them against Duke. So now I'm on the.
They didn't let
I'm
you
on
go?
the bench. I'm on the bench. No, it should be good though. What a matchup. I think we've been building towards this for a couple months. I think these are the best two teams in the Big Ten. Michigan number one, of course, but I think Illinois is the second best team, just ahead of Purdue. So Michigan, hey, if they can do what they did to Purdue last week, that would be huge. But I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting a tight game in this one.
Yeah, I thought of them going in there. I think they looked a little tired going against Minnesota. I thought because of the delay that they had to get home, weather delay that they had to when they had to fly home on Saturday night and everything like that. But I think by Friday they'll be up and ready to play this game.
Yeah, and they, Jimmy, you bring up a good point because they could have easily had last weekend off. That was their scheduled weekend off from the Big Ten, and instead of using their quote unquote bye week or bye weekend, right, we did half a week off. They decided to play Duke and Washington D.C. And I think they got a lot out of the game still, especially with the experience that it gave them, the open shoot around in front of distractions. Even the flight issues coming in, flight issues going out. I agree. They looked a little bit sleepy on Tuesday against Minnesota, but you still won by double digits against a team that runs unique offense, played zone for 40 minutes, tried to make you beat them in a way that you haven't had to win games in the past, and you still pass that test. But yeah, I think that still a quick turnaround between Tuesday and Friday, and you're going on the road. Illinois has had all week off. They utilized their bye, and they need some fresh legs. I think every coach at this point of the year would take that. So Brad Underwood and their team should be a little bit more fresh, motivated. Morez Johnson going back to play his former team, all those sorts of things. But at the same time, Michigan has risen to the occasion in these bigger games throughout the year, even when they weren't playing their best basketball. The Michigan State game, we had concerns about how well they were playing at that point. Mm-hmm. They go in there and play one of their better games. Purdue, that was an off-the-charts level performance from them, getting up by 20 in the first half and really hanging on and fending off any push that Purdue had in that second half as well. So Gonzaga, all the games in Las Vegas, you could go on and on about the moments that this team has been able to play their best when their best is required. And that's needed. Not every night in college basketball is going to be the same. You're going to have some lulls on a given night, but I'm not taking a ton of stock into the performance on Tuesday. I just think that, it's the last things our eyes showed us, but at the same time, there's a lot of data in on this team, and they're really, really good, including on the road. They're undefeated on the road. Should be a tough environment. I do think it's a tough matchup. I'm sure we'll get into that, but as far as their legs are concerned, Illinois will have a little bit of an edge there, but Michigan's a deep team that I think is, ready for the challenge most every night.
Yeah. Do you think there was any kind of emotional thing that lasted a lag emotionally? Because they were the number one team going into that Duke game, and then coming back, losing that game, and then coming back, and you had some days, and you saw yourself being number 3 as opposed to Duke being ranked number one, they had any emotional tie to that? It was a week of being number one, but I mean, yeah.
I think, yeah, it's an odd week for them to go through and be number one, head out to a neutral site. I mean, they, Dusty May said that, they got delayed on the way in on Friday night to the point that the dinner that was waiting for them at the hotel or ready to be made for them at the hotel when they got in didn't happen until 1 a.m. in the morning. They still wanted to, get a good meal before they went to bed. And then they had to be at the arena for College game day, before 10 a.m. for their shoot around. There were guys doing interviews on the desk at College game day during the shoot around. There were cameras in their faces as they're, getting shots up and things like that. And then you had to come back later on. And it was kind of, an emotional game, a charged up atmosphere. Dusty May talked about it the other day that there was just a lot of stimulus, that day. And then you got home at 3 a.m. You went to bed at 4. And they didn't really have much practice before the Minnesota game. So, yeah, I think it was just kind of a whirlwind of a week and a half there for Michigan. No excuses, but, you see teams go through things like this throughout the course of the season, whether it be, a couple guys are sick or travel issues or, 4 games in 9 days or, like I think last year that was the case. And, they lost their last 3 regular season games, but then they bounced back. So there's ebbs and flows. I have no doubt in my mind that this team will get back to form. It's just you hope it's Friday night in Illinois because they have a chance to clinch the outright Big Ten championship. And to do that, Jamie, on February 27th is a really big deal. Usually it comes down to the final week of the season, and it might, right? It might take until next Thursday when they take on Iowa, which by the way will give them a nice little break there with 6 days in between games.
Exactly.
But, and there's no shame in that either. This team has lost 1 Big Ten game. It's pretty remarkable. But if they were able to do it tomorrow in a hostile environment and check off that, yeah, we've beaten Michigan State at the Breslin Center, Purdue at Mackey Arena, and Illinois in Champaign, that would be quite the accomplishment because those are probably the 3 best teams paired with home environments, I'd say, this year in the Big Ten.
Yeah, look, Clayton. This team is amazing. They never cease to amaze me, and I think I give them a better chance to win that game than losing that game. I think they like you said, they can go in hostile environments. They thrive. As a matter of fact, they thrive on going to hostile environments and taking control.
Yeah, they do, and I think you and I have talked about this quite a bit because we've had 2 Roddy Gale games against his former team in Ohio State. We had the Adai Mara matchup with UCLA, and now you're going to get the toughest one of all because Illinois is the best team out of that group. But they also are on the road in a hostile environment, and Morez Johnson playing his former team. And, I think that it's not necessarily in these games that player playing his former team that takes his game to some other level. It's the teammates around them rallying around that individual and playing their best for them so that they can go out and I don't want to say revenge because he chose to leave, right? But going and making a statement against your former team. So that is something that I think they're going to thrive off of. I also think that Yaxel Lendeboer didn't play his best game on Tuesday. In fact, I think it might have been his worst game of the year.
Right.
And that's going to happen. 3 points, 25 minutes only. That was the fewest amount of minutes he's played in a competitive game that I would say you didn't empty the bench in and it didn't get to garbage time, that he was fully healthy in all year long when I go back and look at it. And didn't seem to have much of an impact. Dusty May seemed pretty upset with him on a few plays late in the game where maybe he needed to show a little bit more effort.
Right.
You best believe, he's going to want to bounce back. It's just like Elliot Cadeau wanted to bounce back from the Duke game, and he had a stellar performance against Minnesota. So I think they're going to be plenty motivated. They have drowned out the noise in these tough environments in the past. A lot of it's going to come down to, just the 10 guys on the floor at a given time and the 94 feet. And I think that there are a lot of really interesting, matchups in this game. I think the styles are really interesting to look at compared to each other. And it'll give Michigan another great experience because they could face a team like this in the tournament.
No, you're right. You're exactly right. I mean, they could face a team like this. This is one of those teams that are in that's part of your conference that you're going to have to go against. And look, this is Michigan State is at the extreme of physical, and this team is more like a Michigan that doesn't get as physical, but they can. And the Big Ten is a physical conference.
Where I see their physicality showing up, yeah, like you're totally right. It's almost in a little bit of an untraditional way because they're big guys. You know, they have multiple 7-footers out there, and they're the tallest team in the country. But it's not like they're throwing it into the post and, just trying to make hook shots and get layups and dunks. And I mean, of course, everyone wants layups and dunks, but it's the big guys that spread the floor, shoot the ball, and then when they put up a shot, every single guy on the floor, maybe except one, is crashing the offensive glass. They're the third best offensive rebounding team in the country. They rebound almost 40% of their own missed shots. So, on a given night, it's nearly a 50-50 proposition whether or not they're going to get the rebound when they miss a shot. And then those lead to easy fan-out threes, catch and shoot. Michigan saw it last year. I mean, that was total domination at Chrysler when Illinois came in and just dominated Michigan on the board. So they're going to have to rise to the occasion of that, match the level of physicality, and really exceed it. Take it to them. I think Michigan in the summer built a team that was capable of bullying other teams, and we've seen them do it in some big games this year. They got to show up in this one. But, when they put a shot up, when Illinois, puts a shot up, it's like all their guys, it's almost like backyard football where you draw up these exotic routes where it's like, hey, I'm going to, kind of go out at the tree and then I'm going to cut in. And, they're just trying to get around guys and be as physical as possible and as quick as possible to the basketball because long shots lead to long rebounds and they track those down. So Michigan's got to be quick on their feet. They've got to get box outs in this game. And if they can do a pretty good job on the defensive glass, I think they can get out and run in transition a little bit. And Illinois is a team that wants to slow it down. So Michigan could take advantage of, getting the board and getting out and running. So that's just fascinating. The scouting report in this game to me starts and ends with you got to rebound the ball. And Michigan just had a tough time against Duke rebounding against a similar type of team. Duke's one of the tallest teams in the country too, with some bigger athletic guards that rebound well. So Michigan's got to be ready for that challenge.
Exactly. And this is a team that, I mean, their freshman point guard, it not only he could be freshman of the year, he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah. I mean, he is right now on track to be a first-team All-American. I think he's the front runner to be Big Ten Player of the Year. And, I mean, this kid's remarkable. Like, he was a 3-star recruit, didn't really play much in the grassroots circuit, the AAU circuit, and was overlooked as a recruit. But, he was like the number 250 recruit in the country. And it's like, no, I think he might be the third or fourth best freshman in the country, not the 250th. So that's how much, he was overlooked. And, he shoots 42% from three. This dude can get hot in a hurry. He had 46 points on the road at Mackey against Purdue. So pretty incredible there. And a stat that I was looking at earlier, 137 of his 162 three-point attempts have come from NBA range. He can shoot it from the logo, and Illinois is fine with those shots because, they feel like they'll just go get the offensive rebound, and they got a bunch of great shooters that are capable. So you got to guard him way out there. It allows for great spacing for Illinois, and the Michigan's big guys are going to get stretched out to the perimeter and have to guard out there and contest three-point shots. Illinois is one of the few teams in the country that takes more threes than twos. They score 40% of their points from beyond the three-point line. So Michigan, they're going to have to be really good there. They got to survive the Adai Mara minutes, and because it's hard for him to play out on the perimeter, and you'd rather have him close to the bucket. But they got to survive those, and then and really make Illinois pay on the other end too. Because as John Beilein used to say, in situations like this, usually it was John Beilein with the quicker team that maybe didn't match up with the physicality. He used to say, "Hey, they got to guard you too," and so. On the other end of the floor, Michigan could have some opportunities to score themselves. It's not an elite Illinois defensive team.
No, you're right. It's not. They're not elite and everything, but there's one thing about them that Brad Underwood did. They're all from Europe now, except for the point guard. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, I give Brad Underwood credit. Like, he has changed with the times as much as anybody in the sport. I remember he was running that really unique half-court pressure, no middle defense when he was at Oklahoma State. And if you remember Michigan playing them in the tournament back in 2017 and everything, and then he came into the Big Ten playing that style, and then he switched it up and has adapted his schemes. But then he decided, hey, I'm going all in on Europeans that are really tall, that are from Eastern Europe. So, they're a little tough guys, and they can all shoot it. And he's gone all in on the analytics too. I mean, they shoot, like I said, as many threes as anyone in the country. They don't want the mid-range jumpers. They want to force you to shoot mid-range jumpers on defense. And it's worked out. And they have one of the most efficient offenses in recent history, according to KenPom. They're number one right now in the country in offensive efficiency. So, and they have tremendous upside on a given night because they can just shoot the lights out. And they're nearly unbeatable. When they shoot 35% or more on threes, they only have one loss this year. But when they don't, you can pick them off. You can beat them. They've lost to Nebraska, Alabama, UCLA, Michigan State, and UConn, all when they've shot less than 35% from three. So a lot of it comes down to, just their volatility and whether or not they're hitting their shots.
I mean, it's a team that I looked at it early. I went, wow. And look, this is Rez's old team. I mean, they got rid of Rez. How are you going to get rid of Rez? And of course, Rez left, but I'm just saying, he's going to be hungry tomorrow.
Yeah. And I will say, he left. They did not want to get rid of Rez.
They let him get away. That's what I'm saying, Clayton. How you let a man like a player like that?
Yeah, it is surprising. He was an in-state recruit. He was Mr. Basketball in Illinois. He was committed to Illinois for 2-3 years before he, even ended up on campus, and was kind of that homegrown kid that Illinois fans wanted to rally around. To your point about the Europeans, he's one of the few guys on the team that's not, or was, one of the few guys that isn't. So, but I think he was looking for a style of play that maybe fit him a little bit better. And, he's not a stretch big. He's hit 6 threes this year, but he's somebody who kind of thrives on that physicality, the relentless effort. He's so efficient and just calm and poised underneath. I mean, he leads the Big Ten in field goal percentage. So, Michigan, man, what a steal they got. And from what I've heard, like he could have made a lot more at some other schools. Michigan's still trying to get their NIL up. I think it's in a much better spot than it was when Dusty May took over, certainly. But I think big guys saw what Vlad and Danny did last year. They wanted to join that. And now you best believe there are some big men around the country that, hey, they don't know it, but, one or two of them are probably going to be in a Michigan uniform next year. And partly because of what these big guys have been able to accomplish the last couple of years, Dusty May has turned into a coach that can really just get a bunch of bigs and fit them together and piece it together.
Home of the big man. That's what you want to call it. Home of the big man. Somebody should make a sandwich out of that. I'm just saying.
And Dusty May, Dusty May's what, 5'8", 5'9" in shoes?
Amazing, right? Amazing.
Yeah. And Michigan's had good big. Juwan Howard develops good big men too.
Yep.
But this is like another level. And Jamie, it's kind of amazing. Like, they're starting 3 guys who were centers on their teams last year.
Yep.
And it's worked. Like the spacing hasn't been a big issue. I mean, when Yaxel was in his shooting slump, you started with Elliot Cadeau, who was not known for his shooting at North Carolina, Namari Burnett, who's a shooter, but then 3 centers that, aren't really great shooters. Yaxel Lendeborg has been up and down this year. He's still under 30% for the season, I believe. But yet they've still been able to fit it together, and they've used their bench to kind of supplement that. So, man, I mean, to find a formula, and there's a lot of talent, right? So once you get talented guys, you can fit the puzzle together. But just to find a formula there is impressive, and it gives you confidence. If you're a Michigan fan going forward, you're going to have all different types of rosters over the next however many years with Dusty May, but you should have some belief that he's going to kind of fit that, those pieces together and figure out a way to have a winning team.
I mean, the question now is can he keep Adai and can he keep Rez on this? Not go pro. I mean, these two kids, these two young kids can go pro if they wanted to.
Yeah, I know that's a huge question. And, it's the time of year where you're kind of thinking about that and you're thinking about, the here and now, but you have an eye on the future too. And you look at mock drafts, both of those guys are showing up in the first round. Now you're seeing them a little bit later in the first round, kind of where Yaxel Lendeborg was projected last year before he decided to come back to college. And I would expect, right, and this is with no knowledge of talking to them or anything, but I would expect, at least one of those guys or maybe both will go through the process at the very least. And that could put Michigan in a little bit of a limbo as that, the combine's in May and the portal is going to be going on right after the national championship game. And really, it's going to start going on, behind the scenes before that, but they're going to have some contingencies. And you're going to have to live with the fact that, hey, you may be waiting until May to see what your roster really looks like, but those guys are worth the wait. I mean, what Adai Mara has done to change or, just to give this defense such an upside because of his rim protection. And then Merez Johnson, his versatility, he might be the best defender on the team. And that's hard. It's hard to imagine someone's better at defensively or more impactful than Adai Mara because of what he brings. But those two, man, if they could get them back, you're looking at another, potentially another special roster.
Without a doubt. I mean, look, you're trying to build with those two right there. If they decide to stay, it would be incredible. And you go get you a third one. Just if it works once, work once, it'll work again. You know that.
Yeah, and I think these guys could have made more elsewhere, but late first round, there's no guarantee that that you couldn't come back, make some money, and then boost your stock the next year. I think that would be part of the sales pitch from Dusty May and his staff. I mean, that was what they were. That's what Yaxel Lendeborg, he was in that situation a year ago too. So maybe they do come back. But yeah, I mean, if you could have that nucleus, because you look at the backcourt and you look at Elliot Cadeau, LJ Kaysen, Trey McKenney, I mean, Winters Grady on the wing potentially. And, once he gets healthy and everything. And then if you could have those big guys, but you also have a good freshman class coming in. And you also, again, have confidence that once the transfer portal opens, this staff is as good as any at finding the right talent, not just the guys that score the most or, you look at numbers. I mean, look at some teams around the country that added transfers that had great numbers and great transfer portal rankings in the offseason, but they're not the right fits. It seems like this staff can find the right fits. And if they're not the perfect fit, then they kind of change and alter the way they play to suit those players.
Exactly. So, Clayton, we could talk about this forever, this team. My question for you, can Michigan get it done tomorrow?
Can they? Absolutely. And Jamie, I got a tough time picking against them. I'm a little bit scarred from picking against them against Gonzaga back in November, and then they won by 40. So I've almost decided, I know it sounds logical sometimes. Oh, they're going to Michigan State. They're going to Purdue. Now they're going to Illinois. It's almost logical to say, hey, they'll probably drop that one. That's a logical loss.
Right.
This team's different. This team is different. So I'm picking Michigan to win this game. It's hard for me to pick against them at this point. This, a normal Michigan team may go in and lose in a Hornets nest like that, but this is not a normal Michigan team.
No, not a normal team.
Special.
Not a normal Michigan team. You said it right. I agree with you. Thanks, Clayton. We really appreciate you, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right. Talk to you then. Enjoy the game.
You too. That's Clayton Sayfie. You read up on him on Wolverine. That being said, Ms., question of the day.
Okay.
You know what it is. How do you feel about this team? They clinch it tomorrow. Ms., I can't. I don't want to jinx them, but I'm saying it. I'm going to say it anyway. This team clinches tomorrow.
But it's Illinois.
I don't care. It's time for the Bear to go down.
But Brett said it earlier. Illinois fans were still mad about 1989.
Let them be mad. Be mad. Get your glad. Don't make me mad.
Be glad.
Exactly.
They had to make a product that should have that motto or something, man. That's tight.
I'm just saying.
That's tight.
Look, Miz, it's time. It's time. We win there. We win there. Every time they come here, they whoop on us a little bit.
It's true.
I'm not lying, man.
I mean, there's already been some chit chat from earlier from one of the Illinois players about having Rez come back for this big game tomorrow.
Really?
Uh-huh. It's not so much bullet point material like, you know, how Yaks may have given it to Purdue or whatnot, but
he did give it to Purdue. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that same level.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody with that kind of language.
Yeah, it's not to that level. It's more. I mean, is there maybe a little bit? Yeah, but it's not to the degree of like Yaks going, you know, we going down there. F Purdue is more their players saying, you know, I still love Rez, but I'm pretty sure he knows that once he comes through those doors, that the fans are just going to be giving it to him. They're going to be pouring it on.
That's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He wants you to give it to him. Give it your best shot.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they did just like they did in Mackey. They gave Yaxel the business.
They gave him that business. You're exactly right.
Give it to him. That just fires him up. For me, I think this team's ready. They're rested. They're ready to play again.
And I got a question for you on the other side about this new potential rule being put in place. There's a couple of rules being put in place for the upcoming 2026 football season.
College or pro?
College.
Okay, I know.
And one of them has been stamped, channel your inner Adam Pierce. It is official.
Oh, it's in. It's already in.
One is already official.
Oh, wow. Wow, that fast.
Mm-hmm. But it's not the one that you think it is.
Okay. All right. All on the other side. Mm-hmm. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler.
Yeah.
Best guy in the Bizzler. 734-908-1050. 734-908-1050. I told you, I believe.
He believes. He believes that.
I
He
do.
believes that we will win. He believes that we will win. He believes that we will win.
Woo!
That's what he's saying. That's what Jamie's saying. That we close out.
I
Close out
love
that
it.
tab. Close out that tab.
Hey, why not? Why not? It's time. It's time. We haven't won there in how many years did we haven't won there?
Goodness, I have no idea. I'd have to look in the archives for that stat.
Well, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Let's see.
Because what you call it sent it to me. I think T-Dub sent it out.
Oh, he probably did send it out, so I should probably check my Gmail.
Just
Well,
saying.
no, because he sent a correction too about that, so I wasn't 100% sure. So
Right, so I'm just trying to
I
check.
joked around with them.
I'm trying to check.
With the win in Illinois, Michigan would secure their first outright Big Ten regular season title, the first since 2021. However, in 2014, Nick Sauce Castillo led Michigan to an outright title with a 15-3 record, clinching the title with an 84-53 victory at Illinois, March the 4th of 2021.
2021, okay. It's been a minute.
No, did I read that right? No, March 4th, 2014 was when we clinched the last outright.
Oh, okay. That's the last outright championship. I
That's
got
what it
you.
looks like. But as far as the last time Michigan has beaten,
Yeah. In Champaign.
Kind of going through the set notes. I should probably have read that earlier today, but I didn't because I had other stuff to do.
He's singing it, folks.
Listen, I should probably be a lot more prepared, but it's a little more difficult when you get a follow-up email from the SID for men's basketball. It says correction. So I kind of ignored like the full notes that he put down there. I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about. Yeah, I think it may be 2014. No, it couldn't be then. No, Michigan had to have beaten Illinois beforehand. Michigan basketball beats Illinois on the road. Looks like no, that's a loss there. Here we go. We can just go with that one right there. Hey, you mgoblue.com. Thank you for having this one up. So maybe T-Dub is right because we're on a 7-game losing streak with the Fighting Illini. The last time that Michigan has beaten the Illini in Champaign-Urbana, you have to go back to January 10th, 2019. 2019 when they beat the Illinois Fighting Illini by a final score of 79-69. And that was their only matchup of that season.
Okay. All right. Well, it's 2019. It's been a minute, I said.
It's very much true. But yeah, they have lost every time since then.
Okay. All right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically, we're on a 9-game losing skid.
Wow.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. I told you Illinois is a tough team to play against. That's all I'm saying.
They very much are. They very much are a very tough team to play against. That's why I had them as being one of those potential teams that might not do it.
Right. But I'm going with tomorrow because the boys are going to be rested, ready to go. And we need to smash this right now. We need to smash it right now.
I think getting out front early on needs to be the biggest key for that game tomorrow. And obviously, I'm not going to be on tomorrow afternoon to weigh in before tip-off comes up. But, I mean, that's got to be the biggest thing. You can't – and I think the other thing, too, is I'm wondering if Underwood has got a little bit of Kyle, hold the line, has got a little bit of – like some insight. Maybe they watched film of, the Duke game and the Minnesota game, or maybe they try to implement a little bit of
physical ball.
Well, not so much physical ball, but maybe they implement zone play.
Yeah. I think everybody's going to go to that to resort to some type of zone when they have to.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's probably got to be the big thing is that if Illinois comes out in zone, can Michigan find a way to, beat the zone the zone play that Illinois does? If they decide to play it, that's the other thing.
I think if everybody's hitting, if you're hitting, you got to hit this. You got to
hit them Jays.
Be the ball. Be the ball.
You got to be the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Before we take calls, Jamie, there have been a couple of some NCAA football rules that may be being put in place, and one of them actually was approved to take effect starting next year.
Is this the one with wearing the knee pads?
No.
Having the pads on your knees, I guess.
No. The ones that have really been big had to do with the transfer window and violations for ineligible players and getting them essentially in the rotation that are not I guess they are not clear to be joining the team, I guess. But again, I didn't think that football was the problem. I thought it was basketball being the problem to a degree. When you think about it, especially when you hear all the news of the like the 2 or 3 universities that brought in guys that had already signed pro contracts to join their respective teams, like Baylor and Alabama. And obviously Alabama, we found out that guy is completely ineligible. And I think it screwed, the opponents that lost to Alabama when they were part of the squad.
And they should be whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
They should be compensated. Compensated their victory.
Yeah, I think that the losses should be taken off the record,
Right.
and should not impact their, as far as in a negative
Their
standpoint.
standing. Right.
Yeah, shouldn't impact them in a negative standpoint.
Nope.
But again, I don't know about that as far as how that goes. But they're trying to get stuff fixed with that, with football. Apparently, with violations of football transfer portal window, that is going to be discussed, I believe, coming up. I believe they already started up the discussions yesterday. But the one that did go through that was a unanimous was they are changing the offensive pass interference penalty, where they're changing the yardage up now.
Oh, okay.
So instead of it being a 15-yard penalty on an offensive on an OPI, they are dropping it down to a 10-yard yardage infraction on an OPI.
So it's not 15.
Will not be a 15-yard
Oh,
infraction.
wow.
But it sounds like they'll still keep the defensive side of things, keeping that as a 15-yard.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm a little on the fence about it myself.
Look, if you get called for a pass interference, that's 15 yards. You were holding that guy. You were grabbing him.
That's true. One other note, college football stuff, the very popular American Athletic Conference, everyone knows and loves them, have released their graphic for the upcoming 2026 season, where I think this is the one conference that there's surprisingly no change in any kind of movement of teams in or out of their conference compared to the MAC, the Pac-12,
right? Yeah,
and everyone in between. And there was question about whether the longest running, or not longest, but one of the most patriotic rivalries in all of football, would that change based on the conference championship stuff? Well, the 127th Army-Navy game will be played the week after the American Football Championship game,
right,
on December the 12th. So it's really going to be. I'm still interested in terms of like what happens if.
Oh, it's going to happen this year.
Like what happens if Army and Navy are like their first play, like their first and second place in the American Athletic. They play for the championship, and then they go back and they play each other the week afterwards in wherever they're playing at this year.
Right.
Like that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And when you get people of stature that can make this game, and they don't get all the information, and then they just make a decision, that just messes everything up.
That's true.
I'm just saying. Now, we'll see what happens, but it's interesting how that happens.
Yeah. Also kind of curious, obviously, with the NFL Combine, when it comes to your fandom team, what is the first need in the draft? Because E-Boogie apparently has been paying attention to the Combine, and Jay Sean ran a 4.65 in the 40-yard.
I mean, that's not bad.
I mean, that's
good run
for being a linebacker.
I'll go with that. That's a good run. All I'm going to say is that I just saw where a linebacker ran a 4.4.
But does he hit as hard, Jay Sean?
No, probably not.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll counter that right there.
Right. Anyway.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, no, I just wanted to put it on the screen so that you knew who was on hold.
I got you.
But I think pretty sure you knew.
734-998-1050. I did know it was him.
Of course.
What's up, Hadley?
Of course you knew. Of course you did, Jamie. You Mr. Mind Reader over there.
No, you're usually one of the first people. That's all.
Well, Mustafa's been number one for quite a bit.
Mustafa's busy. He's been busy this week, so he hasn't been calling in.
You know, he'll call in the week of the Michigan State game. You know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll hear a lot about that for sure. So who do you think is going to win tonight, Purdue or Michigan State?
Purdue.
Really? Okay. Think the same with you, Miz?
He's on the phone.
He's on the phone.
He's on the phone with Kyle.
All right. He's Kyle. Okay.
What?
Oh, I was going to tell. I was.
Now
I
he's
was gonna-
listening. Now he's listening.
Okay, I was going to say, who do you think will win Purdue Michigan State tonight?
Oh, I hope an asteroid wins. I hope an asteroid wins.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I think Purdue may have the upper hand on this one. I think the home court advantage, I think, fits into their favor, but that's all I got on that one. I have zero interest in watching that game tonight. I'm going to be looking at the inside of my eyeballs. I'm at the inside of my eyelids tonight because I got to be up at the butt crack of dawn.
So, will you watch any? Well,
No.
you'll be heading home, but are you going to try to listen to the hockey game then?
Well, yeah, I'll listen to it on the way home.
Yeah. Are you going to watch it, or you got to go to bed?
Yes, he's answering the phone again. So,
Oh, okay. I was going to tell you, Jamie, this game tomorrow night. Now, this is what I found out. Now, I could be wrong, but you guys just looked it up when last time Michigan beat them in Champaign.
right.
I just found out from my friend Alexa.
Alexa
Juwan
told
Howard,
you this.
Juwan Howard never beat Illinois.
Really?
Yeah. He went 0-8.
It happened.
He started in 2019.
Yeah, they
Now,
got
Alexa told me
after
the last time-
for some reason they didn't like Juwan too much.
No. Now, Alexa told me, Ms., that the last time we beat them was 2018 in Champaign.
I mean,
I
it says
understand.
It says 2018-19 season, January 10th. So
Oh,
I make
right.
the assumption that it's
Okay.
Jan 10, 2019.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Before that was
Um,
2015, but that's again here nor there.
That's about the longest losing streak we have against a Big Ten team.
Well,
isn't
it ends
Jamie?
tomorrow.
Would you? Huh?
It ends tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, they will. You think the bench can come through again like they did the other day?
Well,
They have to.
If they have to.
I think
they can shoot lights out.
Yeah. Now, is Miz? Is that one? I think he's a freshman or a sophomore on Illinois. Is he playing? He's supposed to be really good.
The freshman?
I don't know. I don't know if he's a freshman.
He's a point guard. He's
I'm
a
not sure
point
what-
guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be really, really
He's a
good.
freshman.
Is he? Well, I heard he was injured. I don't know, but wondered if he was
I
still
don't know
going
if
to
he was
play.
injured.
Probably. I mean, we won't really know until. I mean, we won't really, as far as Keaton Wagler. I mean, we probably won't know until maybe.
So they put him out there.
Maybe this time, maybe about this time tomorrow at best, maybe. Because I follow along with what I think it's Burkhart who does work Hoops, and when they release the injury report, that's where I find out about a lot of that stuff. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't have my thumb on the pulse of Illinois basketball. In fact, I don't have my pulse on anything Illinois with the exception of Chicago, and even then, I'm like, it's Chicago, whatever.
You dig?
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it, man.
Just saying.
I was going to tell Miz, since he's not going to be on with us tomorrow, Michigan State in hockey, they have two games up on us because they got to play. They're playing Ohio State tomorrow. Then they play, I think, Minnesota, or is it Whiskey? One of those two.
They close. I believe they
So-
close out at Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
At Minnesota. Okay. Well, we have to sweep tomorrow and Friday. But then
Today
we're
and,
only gonna be seven.
tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Today
I mean,
and tomorrow.
yeah, it's a Thursday,
We have
Friday.
to sweep.
Thursday, Friday matchup. So tonight and tomorrow night against the Golden Gophers. You can watch them on Big Ten Network. You can listen to both games right here on the Big Ten 50 with Al Randall's call. Yep.
That's right. Well, you think because if we win both, then we're up by 7 points, but State will have 4 games. So, do you think State will win the Big Ten?
At this point, because when you look at their remaining schedule, they've got, like you said, they've got 2 games against Ohio State tomorrow and Saturday, and then they head up to Minnesota. The only thing that Ohio State is at this point right now in terms of hockey, they're trying to get enough where they're high enough in the standings where they don't have to, or they have a favorable matchup on the road as far as the Big Ten tournament itself goes. As far as Michigan State is a stacked team. I've been saying this for a few years now that what Adam Nightingale has done over the past 3-4 years or whatever it may be, he's turned that program around 180, and he's got the team that he's got is built for championships. It's just a matter of can they get successful at the national level. Last year, there was a lot of thought that this team can go far, and they got popped in the first round. Can this team that is just as good, if not better, do the same thing? Can they get past the first round? That's a big question. I think State probably wins the Big Ten regular season crown. It's just a matter of how will they fare in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan, I think, will end up being the 2 seed because I don't see Penn State getting enough points to eclipse them. That and Michigan has a tiebreaker with them. Right. So, I mean, you're definitely going to get a couple rounds of home postseason hockey here in Ann Arbor. But, I think it comes down to, does Michigan State falter in the Big Ten tournament? And I don't think even losing a game in the Big Ten tournament for Michigan State is going to impact them same with Michigan. I think they both get 1 seeds in the national tournament. They're basically locked for that. The only way that doesn't happen is if Michigan gets swept by Minnesota this weekend, or Michigan State gets faltered with Ohio State or Minnesota the next 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the new format, don't you? With the playoffs, you know how they're doing it. They're not doing 2 out of 3 anymore.
Well, they're doing it in the first. They're doing it in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. The first round is still well, maybe it is a one and done.
No, I don't think they are, Miz. I think it's a new format now. It's one and done.
Maybe you're right. I mean, it's not bad. I didn't have an issue with it being the best of 3, but again, you gotta change things up apparently on a regular basis. If it ain't working out for you the first time, apparently you gotta tinker with it for more competitiveness. But I think it does leave things open for like the lower schools, like a Wisconsin, like an Ohio State, to maybe work their way enough to get into to maybe wiggle their way into maybe a potential conference championship win and an auto bid. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Michigan and Michigan State are the 2 top dogs in the conference, and I just don't see any of the guys below Wisconsin doing anything. Wisconsin's a desperate team right now. Ohio State's just playing spoiler at this point.
And I know it's only spring training, but have the Tigers won a game yet?
Nope. They're over.
Maybe that's a good. Maybe that's an omen. We lose all our games in training camp, and we win all our games.
I mean, I'm not too concerned about how the Tigers are doing in spring training right now. It's like I said. I mean, you're trying to get the rust off, and you've also got like Scooble, who's also focusing on trying to get himself ready for the winter for the World Baseball Classic. Yeah. So I honestly whatever. It's spring training as long as you stay healthy. The only problem is you already got one guy that's being shut down in Tyler Helton to alleviate some soreness in his arms. We'll see how things pan out.
One last thing in this World Classic, Miz, if you know, how many countries participate?
I want to say it's 16 or 20. I'd have to double check. I'm not sure, but I know they've got it spread out over like around the world as far as like the qualifying locations. I'd have to double check that.
Also, you guys mentioned about the Lions, of course, playing over in Germany and stuff. Well, I hope for our sake that the Lions schedule it, and anybody that goes, it's between September 19th and October 5th or 6th. Do you know why?
Oktoberfest. Wunderbar.
Yeah. Lots of steins of beer.
How dare you make fun of my people, Hadley? I hang up on you in disrespect.
How long would it take you to drink a stein of beer, 32 ounces?
At what I've been doing recently, Hadley, probably a couple hours, because I have not, it's been a while since I've consumed any kind of fizzy alcohol, or alcohol for that matter. And it's not It's not a sobriety thing. It's I just haven't had the urge to have an alcoholic beverage. That's it. Appreciate you, Hadley. Hey, Jamie, let's go do a break.
All right, we're going to go to a break. Kyle, Rodney, hang on. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler. And folks, as I told you, I'm all the way maize and blue, but Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service has me changing my tune. Get green, stay green with Natural Way. Give them a call at 888 Get Green, or go online, naturalwaylawn.com. By the end of the month, talk to them, give them a call, or contact them by the end of the month and take advantage of their early bird discount. Natural Way has been serving the Michigan since 1990 with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Are you tired of fighting weeds and watching your grass thin every summer? I am, because I'm competitive. Remember this, great lawns don't just happen by accident. We need to be timing and program them from fertilization to aeration, weed control, disease control, and more. Natural Way has a full menu of services to accomplish your dream lawn, with programs designed to strengthen turf, improve the color, that's what I need, control the weeds. Yeah, you won't call weeds grass anymore. Give them a call. And if you give them a call and mention my name or from the Big 1050 WTKA, so why give them the Natural Way? Give them a call when you get a chance. That is 888 Get Green. I get it. And naturalwaylawn.com.
By the way, Hadley, to let you know, there are 20 teams in the World Baseball Classic. They're in 4 pools of 5.
So is there a Russian team?
No Russian team. You got Canada, Colombia, Cuba, Panama, and Puerto Rico playing in Pool A. Pool B is Brazil, Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and the United States playing in Houston. Pool C playing in Tokyo is Australia, Chinese Taipei, Czechia, Japan, and South Korea. And in Pool D, which is Miami, it's Dominican Republic, Israel, Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela.
Nice. There you go.
Definitely would be the one person I would want to contact if you wanted a better understanding of what team to keep an eye out for. Would be JP Morosi. That's all I'm saying. I don't know anything about that. No, baseball's coming back. That's all I know. But not too concerned about spring training right now.
734-998-1050. Hey, Kyle, what's going on? Kyle from Sutton Bay.
There, now we hear something.
Kyle?
You may be in the water. Kyle, call us back. Kyle.
Rodney. What's up, Rodney?
How's it going, fellas?
It's going.
In a couple minutes. Surprising we're actually speaking of hockey. A one and done in a tournament system like that, you might as well flip a coin. You don't know what team's going to show up and how they're going to show up.
That's kind of how you were expecting a little bit with, with the Winter Olympics. Like you kind of knew some of the teams in the Winter Olympics were going to be dominant, like Canada and the U.S., especially when they brought back. They allowed the pros to come over and play again after missing out on the past 2 or 3 Olympics, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you weren't sure about teams like Czechia or Slovakia, which also had a lot of pro teams. And I was kind of surprised with Sweden. I was expecting them to be a more dominant team, but they just did not have the gumption that the US and Canada had.
Well, if you look at it this way, Finland medaled in almost every Olympics in hockey.
That is very true. I think a lot of people forget about that.
They're sneaky.
Something about Scandinavia, whether it's Norway, not Norwegia, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. It's an inside joke there.
We do have Finlandia College up in Michigan.
That's true. Pretty darn good club hockey school they got up there, by the way. Want to point that out?
Yeah, I know a guy who played for them who actually played pro. Yeah, never actually played an organized game in his life until he went there.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a clan thing around here. So, okay, let's get into some football stuff here real quick. Or basketball. Basketball, your team is going to wreck these guys, and the guy you're looking for is 0 on Illinois. That guy's their stud.
Oh, if I had the roster up, I would be able to give a little intel on that. Number 0 would happen to be Dave. Oh, the guy from Montenegro, David Mirokovic.
Yeah, he's averaging. He's like 40% from 3. He's all over the place.
Yeah, guy. He said he's 4th on the team, but as far as in points per game, but yeah, he is. He is an efficient shooter, no doubt about that, especially, like you said, from behind the arc. He's 2nd, I believe, in 3-point shooting, only behind that Keaton Wagler from the other freshman.
No, yeah. I wonder, is he related to the other Legler that used to play in the NBA that was like a 3-point champion shooter?
No, you're thinking of a Legler. This is Wagler with the W that starts last name.
Sorry, I misheard you there.
Yeah.
Okay, J-Mo, I got a question for you.
I'll try to have an answer, Rodney.
It's a football-related question.
Mm-hmm.
If you can resurrect one coach from the dead to play in modern football as the head coach, who would you pick?
Wow. College or pro?
Either one. This is going to be an NFL coach. He's going to play it's going to be an NFL person.
NFL person. Wow. I would say Tom Landry.
Tom Landry.
As a football coach, yeah, he was a great football coach. He would have you ready. His preparation was incredible.
But would he be able to fit into the modern system of what's going on?
I think he would fit in the system. He was above and far beyond himself. His innovation really shaped the game.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. I'm going to go with a different one, though. Don Coryell.
Yeah, I like Coryell. Coryell's a great. They didn't make it to the Super Bowl under Coryell, but they played hell of a games.
I think most of the offenses are run like him right now.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, when I was with the Redskins, Joe Gibbs was under Eric Coryell for a minute, so he coached that offense. That was our offense.
Well, I know you had some incredible receivers, Art Monk and the crew.
Yeah, Gary Clark and Ricky Sanders.
Yep, and your tight end basically was your fullback.
Yeah, we had H-backs.
Yeah.
Before they were known as H-backs.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what's going on with the combine here. I've been kind of peeking in on it. I don't know what the Lions are going to do. I think they should work on some line problems.
Yeah, they need to do something. I mean, look, as Nick Baumgartner pointed out to us, I think the Lions are feeling not pressure, but they're feeling we should have been in that Super Bowl. We would have won that Super Bowl. That was the Super Bowl where two teams, you could have beat either one. I think they could have beat either one of those two teams.
They played with both of them already, so why not, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I guess we got some Michigan hockey coming up here.
Yep,
We'll
tonight.
What's going on with them.
And then tomorrow.
Yep, 6:30
Yep,
tonight,
I'll
6
definitely
o'clock
be
tomorrow.
checking that out. Oh, by the way, nice plug with nature, whatever it's called.
Did you just say that? It's Nature Way.
Natural Way.
Natural Way lawn and tree services.
They actually do my lawn and my trees.
Okay. And how do they do them? Are you pleased?
I could use 4-letter words to say with the H's. They do a heck of a job.
Oh, good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Thank you for telling me that.
That's a nice little.
I only plug certain things. I won't give the 4-letter network any credit. You know which one that is too.
Wow.
I only watch basketball highlights on there for the NBA because I don't watch any NBA games. The team I'm looking for right now is Santa Clara. I think they might be dangerous if they get in. And UCF absolutely curb stomped BYU the other night.
No.
Yeah, they did. That was an embarrassment by BYU the other night.
UConn curb stomped St. John's.
That was that one last night was
my God. They destroyed St. John's. Don't ever beat us on TV again.
It's a good thing Rick Pitino was wearing his all-white suit because it might have some brown stains on the back side of it.
Yeah, they did mess the bed. They messed the bed up.
They looked horrible. I watched that game. Of course, I watched a lot of basketball games, obviously.
I don't know why. Yeah, I wouldn't watch that. I turned from that quick. I'm like, oh, no.
And I think Wisconsin, I don't know what the heck happened to them last night. They got beat up pretty good by Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon. Hey, Oregon's starting to play. He's getting his guys back. They're healthier. Washington, all of the West Coast teams are playing better basketball.
I also think it may have been that trip to the West Coast that may have impacted that a little bit. For some reason, a lot of the teams that make the trip out west, whether they play Oregon, Washington, UCLA, USC, all of them, with the exception of Michigan, have had some kind of issue. Michigan, I think, is the only Big Ten school, east of those West Coast schools that have actually gone and they went 4-0 on the road against them.
Okay.
Now, what's the translation of them coming east?
Oh, as far as the record for them, like coming to us over the past couple of seasons, I want to say
UCLA got blown out.
Yeah, I got to double check to see how they did, how Oregon and Washington did here last year. That's the one I can't remember, but I know obviously they swept the Cal schools last year here at Chrysler. Scrolling through, a little scrolly scroll. Wow, oh, that's road. Scroll. They beat Oregon, and they apparently overshot Washington. They beat Washington, so they're 8-0 total against the West Coast squads there, Rodney.
Okay, because I noticed when they go out there, it seems like they hang out there. And, they do a game, let's say whatever, midweek, and then they play on the weekend out there, and then they come home, which is probably a good play as far as the schedule setup, instead of flying back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
So at least the scheduling system. Yeah, I watched the same thing in the ACC where Stanford and them cruise over and play, and or Cal, and then, they get murdered. And then they go back over there, and then it seems like a completely different idea.
Yeah, that's
All right,
true.
I'll let you get to Philly. I'm sure he's waiting to see which quarterback's going to be his new quarterback. Are you going to grab Kirk Cousins back?
My God.
I'm already saying that Kurt Thug is going to Pittsburgh.
He ain't going.
He's going to Pittsburgh. Listen,
You think?
listen. Let's just be honest here. The Steelers right now are in a point where they're sitting around twiddling their thumbs about. It's not even them. It's Aaron Rodgers about whether he wants to come back or not. So right now, it's like almost like an interrogation or a hostage situation thing. Like, are you going to be our quarterback?
He's waiting He's waiting for KOC to make a decision.
Sure, that's what it is. Yeah, that's sure.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just telling you. You don't like
Aaron
it.
Rodgers only cares about Aaron Rodgers and no one else. That's why his family don't talk to him no more. That's all it is.
734-998-1050. What's up, Kyle?
I was gonna say, let's see. Kyle, you back with us?
Hello, Kyle.
Going once, Kyle. Going twice, Kyle. Goodbye, Kyle.
Oh my goodness.
Oh well.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah. I'm not gonna be at the hockey game tonight.
Who said you're going to be at the hockey game? Oh, they're asking?
Well, no. Like because I've been doing a lot of the stuff like covering hockey all season long. And I want to cherish my sleep as much as I possibly can.
Right.
I gotta wake up at like 3:30 in the morning to come out here and do the stuff that Ira does.
Come out here and do the things that Ira does. Okay.
I'll get like last minute audio from Sam. So Sam, I know you're not watching or listening, but if you are,
he's not.
He might just be getting himself ready for steady dropping times. If that's the case, hey, make my morning a little more easier by getting some audio, and I can get myself some coffee.
That'll be good. There you go.
So remember when Brad Holmes was talking about trying to extend Jameer and Sam Laporta and our boy Campbell?
Yeah.
Dan Granziano from ESPN just put the tweet out that he believes that the Lions are going to put Sam Laporta on the trade block this offseason.
Laporta's not even ready to play.
Right.
He's got a bad knee.
Back,
excuse me.
Yeah, he's got the back problem is what his big thing is. But I'm a little surprised because that's been Jared Goff's his red zone.
They did the same thing to old boy from Iowa too. They did the same thing, and they traded him to Minnesota. They gave him to Minnesota.
Yeah, TJ Hackensack.
I'm just saying.
JT Hackensack.
Once you prove yourself as a tight end, I guess you're expendable.
I guess.
I'm just saying.
Jamie, one of everyone's favorite things to talk about, the how the NFL Players Association report cards came out.
Yeah, the report card. I was looking for it. I know it's out.
I've got the Lions one in front of me.
Okay.
So I'll go through the categories. You tell me what you think they are, obviously on a grade scale. You ready?
Right.
Treatment of families.
They gave him an A.
B+.
B+, okay.
Home game field.
That's an A.
B-.
What?
Uh-huh.
Is it the locker room?
I don't know.
It could be something.
Food and dining area.
Oh, they eat good. They get a B+.
They get a solid B.
Okay.
Nutritionist and dietitian.
Oh, they get a C+.
A-.
Wow, they like them.
They like them.
Yeah.
The locker room.
A solid B.
An A.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The training room.
They love their trainers, so I'm gonna give them a B+.
A-.
Okay.
But the training staff, you were spot on, a B+.
Okay.
The weight room.
That's an F.
No, that's an A.
What?
Uh-huh.
That guy gone. You heard me. I told you that guy gone.
The weight room. The weight room, not the coach. The weight room. The strength coaches.
A They gave him a solid C.
They gave him a solid A.
Okay.
Position coaches, so individual position coaches.
Right. They like their position coaches except for the offensive coordinator.
And we'll get into the OC here in a second.
Right. So I just said it's a B minus.
A minus.
Okay.
Now we go to the offensive coordinator, which is the lowest grade that the Lions have got on this report card. Offensive coordinator. What did the Lions, what did the NFLPA give him?
They gave him a D.
C minus.
Okay, I'm close.
They graded him on a curve, apparently. I
They
guess.
did.
Defensive coordinator.
Oh, they gave him an A.
They gave him a B.
Wow. Okay.
Special teams coordinator.
They gave him they like him. They like him. So they gave him a B plus.
They gave him an A.
Okay.
The team travel, as far as the travel, the travel conditions that the team has.
That's a B plus.
Ooh, you're close. It's a B.
Okay.
The head coach. What did the NFLPA report card say about Dan Campbell?
A B minus.
They gave him a solid A.
Oh God.
General manager Brad Holmes. What do they give B? What do they give Brad Holmes?
C plus.
Wow.
What?
Jamie. A minus.
Oh, sorry.
And then finally, team ownership. What did they give Sheila Hampford?
Oh, yeah. They like Sheila. Everybody loves Sheila.
Everyone loves Sheila.
Everybody, that's an A. That's an A. That's a solid A.
You got that one
That's
right.
a solid
That is
A.
a
They
solid
love
A
Sheila.
right there. Great job, Jamie. You did a great job. Maybe we'll find the rest of them and I'll pass them on to Derek so you guys can chat about it.
That's what I want to
tomorrow.
talk about, man. I'll get it tonight. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out tonight. But we got to dip out of here because Al Randall has your pregame coverage for Michigan, Minnesota, one of the longest tenured rivalries in the Big Ten in hockey. That's coming up 6 o'clock. Puck drop at 6:30.
And it ain't the cup. I mean the jug. It ain't for the jug.
It ain't for the
You
jug,
listen-
but it's for the Mariucci Trophy, which I think is like the 3rd edition of it now.
Oh wow.
Because we lost it multiple times.
Yeah, that's true.
Or someone lost it. I don't know who.
You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.